But are we going to see any more tomfoolery on Inferno? I feel like we will. And an interesting point to note, G2 elected to start over on the T side of this map.
Who would pick T side, Harry?
Yeah, right? It's been an interesting day for it. You know, I feel like you almost always see the CT side start. So I like these two teams doing stuff against the grain. But look at Brolin. Look at him go. He's uncovered this little offensive, and he has annihilated G2. Shox and Kenny remain, but Brolin is hungry for more. That said, you know, greed, the ultimate sin, that will be Shox shutting him down for it. So, bomb retrieved at least, and a 2-on-4 for G2. Not impossible.
Not likely.
Oh, but there's only one man with armor left here for Fnatic. And, you know, the aim punch can actually play a pretty big part in deciding rounds. So, with these Glocks especially, if G2 are able to deal with a couple of these guys, then this maybe isn't as clear-cut round as you might initially think. Fnatic don't want to risk overextending here. Ah, Kenny, so silent, apart from at the end. And you got to be silent throughout. He does manage to deal with JW, but now a 1v3 required. As we said, Kenny had a pretty lights-out game over on Nuke. Can he continue it here on Inferno? 1v3 in the pistol round, and this wrap from Exist could solidify the round for Fnatic.
And it will. Fnatic starting things off strong on the CT side. I will say, I question the T side picks all throughout today, Harry, but, you know.
All throughout today, all throughout this series.
Yeah, well, this series has been today, so. But let's see if it comes back to bite G2. This is a map that Fnatic have had some low lows on as of recent, as we've obviously highlighted before, but this not looking to be one of them. First round on the board. SMGs across this CT side, and G2 have gone for the force buy. They loved it back on Nuke, and boy, will they like it on Inferno. Molotovs towards B to stop this rush, but Molotovs extinguished by the smoke. The nades will find a little bit more. G2 just waiting out this top banana mollies. Two more laid down. That's going to send them packing. They're out of this one. Rotate coming through. Going back towards A that currently only has 2 CT sound. So this could be an avenue for attack for G2. Porch position from Crims. Not what you would expect so early on into this map, and it might not matter because Crims might back off before they get through the apps, but still looking to go for the execute RG2, and as soon as they do, a smoke meets them in the face, but that's probably not going to stop these pistol players.
Yeah, well, for the time being, but yeah, they want to try and move quickly here, capitalize on the fact that they've caused these players to stick around at B. Brolin really does have his work cut out for him now. The sole A-site defender left standing, and he's going to answer the call with 4 kills. Shox left in the 1v5, but it's the ace for Brolin from down in the pit. He salvages that round. He's going to make $3,000 for it as well with the MP5.
Big money Brolin here in the pit. Yeah, that's a great way to start off the CT side, get that money, get the AWP as well, right before G2 have their rifle round. He might go for it now, although, you know, thinking about it, G2 did 4, so pistols are going to be in, so maybe not the best decision. And yeah, he buys, what a team play, buys an M4, drops it over to Exist, plays the MP5 again, knowing that maybe he wants to make some more money. And G2, hey, the best they've got here is pistols. Not going to be the double force, thankfully. One flashbang on Shox to get them into somewhere, some way, somehow. But Fnatic right now have Banana contained. Exist shooting lucky through the smoke, deep smoke. G2 go right for it. Flash over. Exist going to set his teammate up to do the same. And Twist will get aggressive, but G2 fully avoided that. All 3 players looking away and then flicking back for the kill. A gun gifted over. Shox tries to hold the mid push, but JW is wrapping in from the backs.
G2 aren't too perturbed, though, by this aggression that Fnatic are putting out. They're actually feeling pretty happy about it, right? They're getting some damage off now, maybe a little less thrilled, because Brolin will blindside Jax and Kenny. So Fnatic able to get a handle back on that round. They do find their third. That was just the full eco from G2. Now we have their buy.
With the AWP as well. Kenny S on that, glass cannon. We do have JW joining him over on the Fnatic side of things. Brolin still with the bank left up. He keeps the SMG. It's bonus round for Fnatic with the exception of this AWP being invested in. some things new, some things old. JW almost catching Kenny there, getting towards the top of middle. CT Molotov to keep these Ts from encroaching, and Kenny just waits here with the AWP. JW scared of that boiler, but the Molotov will stop anyone from pushing through it. As these mollies fade, smokes can be rained down. Fnatic still have plenty of them. 4-man A setup. Twist playing passive solo B with a UMP. This is a very risky setup for Fnatic right now, and they've realized it. Exit's going to rotate back round. It'd be one thing if you had banana control, so at least you have the information. But G2, in theory, could just have executed into that B site against one man. Luckily, the timing isn't there for them. And JW catching Kenny S with the AWP. G2 losing their key player. Exist just getting past. I think he spotted him on the way through. Going to go back and take down Shocks. 2-man advantage here for Fnatic. What is the response from G2?
They are still getting picked off by this AWP of JW. These rotations coming in, and the bomb for G2 is dropped all the way back towards T-ramp. So even if they get B or A, his foothold from Lucky might look great. Ooh. Even if he deals with Exist, that bomb has the long rotation into this B bomb site. With no smoke for the cross, that's going to cause them a lot of problems, and they know it. Lucky will peel off a bit, take up this position. Banana, is he ready for the man at the cross? He certainly is, shutting down Crims, but not quite ready for the repeat from Exist. Amanek dropped, and JW, great little debut with the AWP there. First time we've seen him bring it out.
Yeah, throwing back to some old school Counter-Strike. JW on the CT side of Inferno with the AWP, Harry. I'm ready for these bulk peaks, these second mid fights. It's what I like to see. 3 kills for Jesper in that previous round, and looking pretty happy about it as well.
Yeah, fist bumping himself.
Just giving him all the pats on the back, Harry.
I think you missed it. I think you just looked at me when you were talking, but Crims opened his little water bottle, and you know when you fill them too much?
Yeah.
And you open the lid, and then water's like out the top, like spurts everywhere. It does that. I looked a bit displeased with it, but thankfully, no spillages, nothing like that. A chance now to make sure everyone's on the same page for either side. Tactical pause for G2. And justifiably so, not the best of starts from them, losing that first full buy round there. But the famed French force will pull through. They've got rifles out across the board with the exception of Kenny S.
Down on CZ after his ult buy in the previous. Utility going to be the key problem here for G2. Not necessarily even just the lack of it, but the second you lose Lucky or Kenny, that's basically all your nades gone. That's your smokes gone. And you need 2, at bare minimum, at least for a B play. One of them going down on long. G2 heavily into middle right now. Still Lucky with a smoke on B, maybe late round selling a fake or catching aggressive rotations. If Fnatic opt to go for them, it's Crims crossfire with the likes of Twist on that secondary AWP or primary, depending on how you look at it. Flash around the corner, Crims, fantastic spray, gets 2 kills. Fnatic shutting down this force by a G2. Kenny S has secured himself an AK-47, and we might see them dart back into that B site where Lucky has been holding.
You've still got that one smoke on Lucky that he can throw down for the cross at least. And at that point, it is just Exist, but he's still sitting on some utility himself. He's got the incendiary. And so him dropping that, Lucky now throwing his smoke in for CT, but followed up by another Molotov. And this is the problem. They don't have a smoke to extinguish these, so they've just got to wait. They're at the full mercy of this utility from Fnatic. And while you only have one smoke, sure, it's gone down on the cross. JW's had ample time to reposition into the bomb site. And he'll just take these fights from Coffins all day long. Lucky dropped with that aggression from Crims in through that smoke at CT. A 5th round for Fnatic. G2 don't have any cash left, so that decision to force buy might come back to punish them there.
Yeah, Fnatic, they're looking confident, they're feeling confident, they're fragging well. And 5-0 start to this map is certainly painting a pretty picture moving forward. G2 yet to get a response and yet to get another rifle round, because 2 forces, or 2 buys in a row rather, has left them with limited weaponry, limited money. So Once again, this fast B play, again denied by the Molotovs, but G2 will smoke them off, take top B. 3 players here for Fnatic. It's just an early setup, and they won't need to rotate off. Kept here by the noise of G2. Twist going back round to the coffins, and Crims will decide to rotate, but G2 certainly aren't changing their setup. Fast into the site, the flash is there, no smoke towards a spawn. Exist gets blindsided, Chops with the opener, and runs out of ammo, but gets a lot of damage to Twist. His teammates come in to clean up the job, and it's a 5-on-3 as the bomb makes its way to the site, getting dropped by the HE of Crims. Still doable for G2, but they're starting to see cracks in this defense.
Amanek's position could be so valuable, though. They're not ready for it. Shox is in with another, and the famed French force might prevail, and indeed it will. G2, with just CZs to their name, managed to make that round a reality.
Fnatic early rotated off of B there, and they are very much caught off guard, not only by the fact that they maybe didn't expect the immediate B play, but with no smoke in the spawn, G2 take a different approach, and they actually catch the timing where Twist is rotating through Coffin with the AWP. So they rush it, they take down Exist in the spawn, who was blind. And a round taken by G2, the first of many to come. And AWP in for the hands of Kenny now, and JW has his, but Exist has been picked up early on. The top B fight goes the favor of G2. Double rotate from Fnatic. 3 players on this B bomb site. Only a Pitman over on A. That's Brolin. But G2 have slowed down. They won't be executing off the back of that immediate kill. They'd rather wait for Fnatic to rotate and set back up. Looking to trade things back is JW.
He's hungry for this equalizer. Flash rains over the top, but he does have a teammate here to help him out. And him and Twist play off of each other well to cement this 4-on-4. The issue is they put so much stock in finding that one man at B, and now you look to Brolin to have to hold this A bomb site all alone, and Jax able to best him there in the head-to-head. The Molotov forcing Brolin out into the open, and for Fnatic, you look at this and you almost feel like they have to save. They will just be backing off. Nothing presents itself to Crims, so G2 in with their second round.
Brolin was throwing utility from the pit towards short, so the players up in the apartment spotted the trajectory, I can never say that word, of the nades, and therefore knew Brolin was in the pit. I really don't know what's going on with JW today.
Does he just have, like, the radar turned off or something? Like,
he's just killing his teammates.
Because I used to do that, like, because it actually gives, like, a very slight FPS boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it.
Oh, I've turned off my crosshairs.
Yeah, I know.
Again, 1 FPS.
Well, JW, that's like, he's had 2 team kills so far, and a tag that gave away a round.
I don't want to like pin it all on him because it was a 2-on-3. Like they weren't going to win it.
Here's the replay, right? Let's see what goes on. He's just holding his angle, and
I'm sorry, I don't know about that one. That was not. It wasn't even just like a random shot, dude. Player peeked right into you with their back turned, and they were a CT model.
JW just wants frags. He doesn't care who's on the other side. You know, this is what you get. They used to say, he's a real loose cannon. Well, now
he's a Koos Lannon.
Yeah, he is. He is a handgun with no safety. Because he's just firing off at whoever. Tactical pause called on in. And Exist probably said, all right, JW, come on now. Start just directing the hatred towards G2.
Oh, dear.
It would be a headshot as well,
yeah,
obviously.
Of course,
Because if it was just like a regular
If you're going to kill
shot,
him, Harry, kill him right. That's what I say. Well, dominant start for Fnatic. G2 starting to get into this game, and that extra save would have made a lot of difference to this buy. It's now weak for Fnatic. 3 pistols. Fast, short play for G2, at least with this orb, trying to set it up. Now, Fnatic have decided to rotate off the back of these early nades, and they will have a double long with the AWP of their own. So, issue is they've been lulled into this by G2 on purpose. The early mid players gone back towards a B setup with a bomb. 3 players at top banana. Jax is very much trying to sell this fake, but the flash will keep Twist back. He might call for a bit of help. He's got some utility to delay this T side. Fnatic still rigid on this A site right now. Kenny S going to make contact into the smoke. The tag surely heard. Twist knows. Flashes through. Kenny S looks away, but he doesn't expect the angle that Twist takes. So Molotov in front of it, and he defends the B-bomb site alone. If he lost that kill, G2 would have been over this one, and they probably would have won the round. Now it's still up for question.
What lucky, nice kill, but Twist still here, still being a nuisance in the back of the bomb site, and able to get another before they deal with him. Nice shot from JW, trying to make up for his team kill in the round prior. Shock suddenly asked to 1v2 here, Brolin and JW on the other side, and all it takes is one shot from JW to solidify that round for Fnatic. A 6th to their name. Almost a round for G2. So close, but Twist doing a stellar job there.
Yeah, that's all on Twist, really. Just getting that first kill gave time for Fnatic to rotate heavily into the bomb site. And yeah, JW with 2 as well. 3 on Twist. The 2 AWPers for Fnatic save the day. And that was a 3-pistol buy there for Fnatic. They were going off of 2 saved guns, and those 2 saved guns get all 5 kills. Great round for Fnatic. Can they find any more? G2 back on with an AWP. JW looks to fight mid in this one, just holding a bit more of a passive angle. Kenny S may walk into it. Oh, he scopes out, someone walks in. JW almost taking down Shocks.
Brolin actually going to Molotov jacks down Crimson's here, and this A-side play for G2 has been torn apart. Bombs dropped inside of the realms of Fnatic. They're all over this A-bomb site. They've rotated everybody round, and now for the remaining 3 players, what can they even do? JW is landing some phenomenal shots today, but there's Kenny back with one of his own. They are falling one by one, and they're still aware of Brolin's position down in the pit, so for Lucky, he's sandwiched between Crims, between Brolin. Fnatic in with the 7th round, and G2, it almost feels like, you know, every plan they try and throw in, there's just one individual on the side of Fnatic to step up and shut it down in its tracks.
Fnatic also had the right gamble every single time. Not even necessarily gamble, just information play a lot of it. They've had 4 players on the bomb sites that G2 have been hitting round after round. There being another prime example, an early play for G2, fully telegraphed. And a tactical pause off the back of it. The money's starting to be a bit of a problem here for the French. 7 rounds for Fnatic CT side. G2 may be regretting picking T-side Inferno after all.
For G2 now, you know, the problem they're facing is they haven't really had anything that's been working reliably, right? A lot of these rounds have come off the back of some big moments from a couple of key players here and there. And as you've said, it just feels like wherever they've turned, Fnatic have had a stack employed in that portion of the map. This round, Brolin challenging up into the apartments, and somehow he's able to pick up 1 kill from that. Now, that is an AK retrievable for G2, and in this partial investment round, that could be very, very valuable indeed. JW still with this mid pick, still just waiting around. Unperturbed by the fact that there's players up in the apartments. Even going to land some chip damage onto Kenny. Jack's just doing a good job of keeping these players here, and for the time being, Exist is very much alone. Or Twist is rather, at this B bomb site.
Jax has left the AK. He walked over it and he's just played the MAC-10 the entire time. He found it in the apartments, but he never opted to pick it up. I thought he would surely when he left, but now going back towards B, unarmed, under-equipped, G2 running into this spray, an existing Twist. Spraying through the CT smoke. It will be Twist to fall as he gets back in through the coffins. Push through the smoke from Lucky. 3 on 3 now, 2 AKs picked up, and Molotov still on this post plant for G2. It will go out. JW's got to move ahead, and he gets a kill. Backing off, able to disengage for a second until Jax peeks him from the back line. It's now a 2-on-2. Kenny, what a shot through the Molotov. Crims could barely see him, and Exist has got to find a clutch here for Fnatic. G2's half buy may have just worked out for them, and it has. 3 kills from Kenny S. The AWP saved, and the round picked up.
Hey, at this point, if you're GT, don't even bother buying the rifles.
Yeah,
They've
why?
had more success without them somehow.
Who needs guns?
Not G2, as they've shown here and on Nuke. And now, you know, picking up another round, taking this to 3-7. This is very much a recoverable T-side half. Kenny going to be donning the AWP here. He gets the free upgrade from the round prior. It's a force buy back from Fnatic. The battle of the force buys that has been this series. Kenny, aggression up to top mid, but JW actually able to get the leg shot off there. Not leg, I think it was tagged through the wall.
Yeah.
But regardless, top mid control grabbed by Shox, and JW toying with the idea of going back in for a peek here. Missed shot, uncharacteristically so. Shox able to kickstart this round with the man advantage for G2, and on top of that, he's now secured this foothold in CT. And for the players in this B bomb site on the side of Fnatic, they've got to reposition to try and deal with this. Brolin and Shox are back-to-back.
They've swapped places in that smoke. This could work out very well for G2. Fnatic having no idea, and there we go, Shox is ready for it. Brolin walks right back into that kill. 5 on 3. B entry's coming through, and Lucky's found it. There's only one man here, and he can't stop a bomb plant anytime soon. He's got to deal with the wraparound as well. Twist getting pushed from 2 sides. And they have got him pinned here, Harry. All out of luck, all out of time. Crims may find one on the back line, but it's Twist alone in a 1-on-4. On this bomb site, at least. G2 not giving him an inch. Could just play for X's here, of course, try and get damage, try and take guns away from G2. That will be the intention, but yeah, that chicken won't shut up. Really annoying. And Twist doesn't want to kill it because it'll give away his position.
Not only that, but because he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Chicken are people too, Harry. Oh, that was anticlimactic.
No sick, like, chicken clutch today, you know, covered by the sound of the clucking.
Yeah. Bit of a cluckathon here. G2, another T-side round to their name. Very nice long wrap as well coming through, catching Brolin out in that archway. 4 rounds on the T-side, decent start. Fnatic have slowed down in these last couple, looking for a bit of a response of their own now, but money beginning to be a problem.
And now, you know, with 4 rounds to their name, G2 are very much back into this, right?
Yeah.
You know, suddenly you're looking down the barrel of a pretty good T-side if you are the Frenchman. No money left for Fnatic.
Goddamn chickens.
They look super weird. I've never looked at one up close for like that long. They look really screwed. Like when they put the little like sheets over them for Halloween.
Yeah.
Then I felt really bad because they look like little dogs or something running around the map.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
And I preferred that.
I felt less guilty about killing them though.
Oh. Ooh. Well, Lucky's not going to feel too guilty about nading Twist out of this round. Crims does have this rifle that he was able to hold on to, but he's got to come up clutch with it, and he's instantly been bested. Lucky double kill, looking for a bit more, but it Shox to shut down exist. And this round will go the way of G2. It's going to be a 5th round for them, and now at this point, 5-7, you've already got a pretty decent T-side under your belt, and with more rounds left to play, no money on the side of Fnatic. They'll be feeling good in the G2 side of things.
Sneaky, sneaky Jesper in the smoke. They're going to spam it. Oh, nice shot. Takes one. No more. Surely not. Jax will find him. 3 kills from Lucky in that round. The AWP is not eluded from G2. Or has not been eluded. It's Fnatic. I mean, they've got to buy here, Harry. But yeah, it's about 4 to 5k mark on some of these players. Some a little more limited. And so we're going to see SMGs here across some of these Fnatic players. They want that full utility, of course, and the kits. A retaking on Inferno. Ha! Not the most commonplace. 2 SMGs, 3 M4s, but no AWP, and that's been a big factor for JW, and especially some of these early CT rounds to really get Fnatic on this half. G2 This could be a massive round for them if they pick it up. Likely a 7-7 on horizon, as Fnatic's money would be broken once again. That has been all too familiar, this map. So Fnatic do need this, and they need it cleanly, but beggars can't be choosers, and Kenny's begging for a pick, but the smoke down in the apartments, fires off a shot through it, gonna have to back off.
They do get this long portion of the map, though. Exist is here, primed and ready to challenge. He's going to get bested, and we saw last time G2 were able to get this foothold. They went for the B wrap. Maybe history repeats itself here. The bomb is on the back of Shox. They're now hurtling toward B. Twist holding close with this UMP. We need to see something phenomenal from him. Two players aggressing up through the banana, and Kenny just holding back, trying to play the trade game, but it's not needed. Lucky gonna best the young gun over at top banana, and now Brolin and JW remain 2v5. JW is here, is finding good damage, but it's not going to be enough to convert any sort of round for Fnatic. And G2 will springboard themselves into the lead.
Well, not just yet, but they're getting damn close. I mean, in terms of, you know, this being CT-sidedness, yeah, for sure. 6 rounds, T-side, that's damn good. And with nothing here for Fnatic, yeah.
Yeah, I said the wrong thing, but it ended up working out. So yeah,
I mean, you're not really wrong though. If you look at how CT-sided this is, I mean, 7-7, which is going to be the likely scoreline here. You know, lots of ifs, lots of buts, lots of maybes, but
yeah, you're assuming that there's no investment from Fnatic in this round, or maybe a partial investment, and then you focus instead on securing an 8-7 half. But with how the force buys have panned out, as of the last few days and in this series, it's all up in the air. We don't know.
That being said, I'd say force buys for G2 have been damn good back on Nuke. I don't remember Fnatic really, you know, finding too much without rifles. So it wouldn't be in their best interest to buy too heavily into this round. They mainly want their last round of the half to have everything, all the trimmings. So yeah, pistols, armor, nades. I like this round from Fnatic because they've got 4 smokes, and what they can do is just, you know, slow it down and keep G2 out of this map. Just constantly cycle smokes until the time is so low that G2 are forced to go for a quick play. Or that works even better. Flash to mid, Crims with an opening kill.
Trying to snatch that gun away, and Kenny will grab it, throws it out the map so that it cannot be retrieved. A bit of combat scavenging, nade onto Lucky, and Twist is there to capitalize on it. Gets the trade, man advantage maintained for Fnatic, and this push about to come through these smokes. Twist in a good spot to find even more. That's the bomb dropped. Kenny, jumping in. Wants his piece of the action. Smoke down towards CT, and there's still a man here to deal with, but Kenny, fast as ever, shutting down Twist, and now with the bomb on his back, they deal with Crims on this wrap round. It's only JW. He knows he has the one-on-one, but Kenny holds his ground.
On paper, Harry, that is a ridiculously just mindless play in some respects, right? Just running through smokes up against pistols in a man disadvantage into a stacked B bomb site. They saw 3 nades come from that CT side. They knew there were 3 players on B. They kill 1. Shox gets flashed through by Kenny. I mean, that is crazy. Let's be real. But it works out. Of course it does. Kenny hits some ridiculous AWP shots, and G2 take the round. That very, very close to being Fnatic upsetting with pistols. And that would have been maybe even the 9-6 that they would have desired from the get-go, but now G2 looking to take the advantage into this first half. Although this app setup, not something they would be expecting. Shox getting caught by JW. Good trade from Jax, double peeking the hallway as well. That will send JW flying. Kenny S has even found a pick. They can try and shut JW down. He's caught on the balcony getting pinched around this A site. Exist has killed Lucky on B, but they won't check. JW misses, and Amanek flicks back. That's the A site open for business, but they have forgotten the bomb.
Oh, but it might not matter. Kenny on the shutdown will take one to the dome, and now Twist on the other side of this smoke. Okay, it's a 1v2 and they've got the bomb site, but as you highlighted, they don't have that bomb, so potentially for the time being, he has a small window here. Oh, he heard him. He heard them going back for the bomb.
He shot, yeah, he heard him going back, but he shot and he dropped, so I didn't know that he was lower mid rather than still the apartments. The kill comes through anyway. It doesn't matter. It's a very strong half on the T side for G2. We may have questioned it earlier at that, what was it, 6-2 scoreline, but what a resurgence from the Frenchman to pull it back to that dominant scoreline now. Second half coming up next, the chance for G2 to 2-0 Fnatic in this group, or Fnatic to pull us back and bring us to a third. Join us in just a moment.
Walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk on, baby.
The French squad are brute forcing their way into the lead right now, 8-7. And I couldn't mean that in the most literal sense of the word. A lot of this culminating on the back of their success in those force buys, Hugo, is how we now see them sitting in the lead here. The Swedes, they got off to a great start, and we saw them looking good initially, but it kind of fell off a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a strong lead for Fnatic in the first half, but G2, they win one big force buy round, and then it just starts propelling them forward. 8 on their T side. Their T side pick making a lot of sense now, Harry, as they move into the second. Interesting position from Kenny. Won't matter as they give up the archway. It's going to be the apps push from G2 as Fnatic hit fast into B. 2 players on the defense here. Exist getting the opening kill, though, leaves Shox alone at the back of the site. He needs something on this pistol round, and that's a start. 2 more players up close. Can't deal with the jumping players. And now 3-on-4 as a bomb goes down.
Oh, and Kenny put down Exist, gets rid of him, and now Amanek and Jax are remaining. Smoke for the cross here if they would like. Instead, they're smoking off coffins. They do spot a couple of players there, so they've nullified this position. A nice shot from Jax to get the ball rolling. Taps the bomb, and that's going to force some of these peaks to come through. Amanek's in with another. What was a 2v4 retake and felt impossible. Now 2v2, but Crims and JW are quick to contain it, remedy that, and then they will tie things up 8-8. Now a chance to get back in the lead for Fnatic. But if this is the G2 that we know and love, There could be a force buy right around the corner.
Oh, certainly, Harry. Do not let yourself get fooled by, you know, by Fnatic picking the pistol. G2 will be going for the buy regardless. It's not too heavy. They actually don't go for armor here. They save some money on this, rather going for utility than Kevlar, but they've got the pistols. Still mainly leaning for Fnatic to win this one, but only one AK-47 means that these rounds are not necessarily for free. Got to work hard for it. Short smoke. Jax falling back. The flashes keep him contained. Crim's jump spot to the apartments. Needs to grab that bomb because it looks like Fnatic want to hit B. They've taken top control. They've thrown some nades up on A to keep G2 contained within the bomb site. That's what's happened. This bomb still lurking for the time being. G2, they are not using their smokes, and they have a minute left. This could come back to haunt Fnatic. It might be them forced to push through smokes, but they're going back towards A. And G2 have 3 players sat.
And this is that exact pistol round crunch that you talked about in the first half that Fnatic tried to throw in, right? You've got these smokes that you can just put down, waste so much time and force Fnatic to have to push through them, but these smokes aren't going down. They finally come in, but it's very late. Jax with a double, but he will get put to bed, albeit a little bit later than perhaps Fnatic would have liked. Lucky and Shox left standing, but these two are the 2 B-site players, so they're very far removed from this round. And so it will be Fnatic taking back that lead, going 9-8 up. And the real question mark for me is G2, are we going to see a bit more investment in this round here? Is it going to be the same sort of buy route with a few pistols, a couple of smokes here and there? Are they going to try and run it twice? Or are you just going to full ecos, then you've got everything into that 3rd round buy?
That's what I would hope for, but I'm not even going to try and guess the mindset here.
Yeah, they have always been a very hard team to read in regards to their finances. Sometimes I'm not even convinced they really know what's going on.
Looking like that eco again, though, Harry. You know, when you're around the 3K mark, it's not really enough to justify a buy because your buy would be so trash that it's kind of like, why even bother? You know, SMGs, you really want 5 SMGs? You know, maybe 2 or 3, but wait for those guns. Fnatic, good job of starting off this second half, not being slow. They started off their first CT side initially the same with a very dominant lead at the beginning, but will G2 have a similar second half and get back into things? We'll find out. Won't be here. More smokes, more pistols. A B stack for G2.
Mid-control going to be taken by Fnatic. You've also got JW up in the apartments, and this could just blindside Shox if he's not too careful. If this A-side push comes in, G2 with 4 players on B, almost certainly going to have to say, but Fnatic, ooh, it's all up in the air where they're going to go now. They've wibble-wobbled back and forth like a Swedish jelly.
Swedish jelly any different to non-Swedish jelly?
I know, the Swedish fish, they're delicious.
That is true.
Let's see those Shox. Have to say bomb site, Brolin's going to spot a player at B. And now with 2 players being spotted, Fnatic might just look to hit this A bomb site in response. Shox is spotted and dealt with. 4v4 now as that bomb goes down. G2 very far away. As a result, they might just elect to hold on to these pistols and the bit of utility they've got. Jax is floating around. He's hungry for some kills, but none are going to present themselves just yet. Twister's got aggressive into library. He doubles back and checks Jax just before he's able to uncover the terrible truth that lies in mid. So they send out the 1 SMG player to go hunting. You don't really want to throw any more rifles at these pistol players if you are Fnatic.
So you might not have a choice. Look at this wrap from Amanek as well. Exist. Oh, he's very, very tagged. And Amanek, misspray. That MP5 could be a fickle beast. It looks like it's going to be good, but it's actually really not. I don't actually know why I have it equipped. I may as well just put the MP7 back, because that is just better.
Yeah, personally, I don't really like it either.
No.
And I hate the sound it makes.
And I wish I liked it. I wish it was good.
You know, like, right, you know, like when you're sat in the bath, that maybe like your hand slaps the top of the water. That's how the MP5 sounds. That's literally the sound effect for it.
Why don't you do sound effects? We've heard
Honestly,
your Zeus noise.
Yeah, I think I could at this point.
Harry the Foley King.
Well, I know what I have to fall back on when this doesn't pan out.
Not sound effects. Oh, nice
Good
nades.
nades onto Brolin. And that already might be enough to deter Fnatic from seeing what this B bomb site has in store. That Molotov will actually keep Shox here alone. And as they extinguish it with the smoke... No, never mind. We won't actually have to focus on that because it looks like this A-side push is coming in. Jax has hidden himself away, but Exist deletes him there in the smoke. Minute and 10 seconds left. Fnatic with mid control, and they've got the man advantage. They're not pressured to have to go for this play, but on the back of eliminating Lucky, they just might now try and double back toward B. Shox is already down Banana, though, and he's dropped the bomb.
He's heard the rest as well. He knows the twist is coming, but the trade is still there. There's a lurk on the A site, and if Amanek makes noise, and I'm sure he is, JW's going to be ready, but missed shot. Amanek takes him. His rotate's going to be long towards B, but it won't be required because Fnatic have doubled back once again, sneaking in through middle. 40 seconds as Kenny S sits at the back of B wondering why there's no one here, and Amanek starting to realize, starting to peer forward, going to be able to spot this bomb. There's 1 and 2. Great spray control from Amanek. Converts around for G2, and they pick up their first rifle here on the CT side, breaking the money of Fnatic somewhat.
Yeah, we finally get to see a response from G2 in that buy round there, and pretty well recovered, all things considered, right? You looked at that round, Fnatic, they took control of top mid, they'd established that default early, they'd even taken a 2-man advantage. So the fact that G2 not only are able to bring that round close, but then actually win it out, is pretty monstrous, because now, as you said, it has broken down that Fnatic economy. They can still field a buy here, but if they lose this one, that should be G2 moving into the leads. This becomes a pretty important round now for either squad. Fnatic's money at breaking point, G2 trying to get back into this, and their money's not looking too great either, but Shox has opened things up with the Banana aggression and secured the man advantage from it. The issue is that Molotov, he gets saved by his teammate up top, Banana. Lucky has just bailed Shox out of a potentially life-threatening situation, but it might not matter. Jax falls up towards A, maybe getting a bit overzealous there. Gets timed, JW with the entry, and now this A-side push coming in from this Swede.
Oh, that long smoke, though. They could use that to get into the CT spawn. Issue is, they're not setting up for the B play. They're here committing towards A, and G2 have rotated off the back of it. They've left B. No info, but Fnatic have slowed down, which has made G2 second guess himself. Look at Shox, he's gone back in towards that B bomb site. He's going to clear it out and realize that it's empty, and now he's going to need to double back towards A. Once again, the timing play from JW traded from Kenny S. He gets behind the pillar, almost lines up 2, but the kill is there for Crims. Lucky, the lone defender on this A bomb site, and he won't be able to stop the plant either. It's gone down default. Crims is low HP, flashes to keep Lucky back, and he cannot catch a break here. The smoke will cut him off. And Fnatic, that might just be the end of the round. Very nice mid-round call there from Fnatic. Shox too far away to stop it as well, so it seems to be a save here for G2, if allowed, which it's not.
And that's a few times now we've seen Jax get caught out towards this short position. That round there, it was the Molotov in Boiler that kind of, you know, made him assume that there would be no one so far forward in that position. And then JW just barrels through it and completely catches him off guard. Shox is able to hold on to the AK at least, but there's not really any money for the French squad at this point in time. They can elect to throw some pistols around. He can drop, I'm going to say, what, 4 P250s, and everyone else can buy armor, and then that would be pistols around the AK to work with, while still having a buy in the next round.
It's a lot of numbers, Harry.
That is a lot of numbers. Maybe even too many numbers
it's
for me
number
to keep track of.
That's why you hire a mathematician as the coach. Not anyone that knows CS, just someone who knows maths, you know? Well, that's probably not a good idea. I wouldn't recommend that.
No, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Because you can only speak to them in the pauses anyway.
Yeah.
So he'd be like,
Coach, did we do that wrong? Yeah, you did.
3 rounds ago, actually. It's like, oh, well, brilliant. Okay, great. We've hired an accountant, and now we just have someone telling us that we're managing our finances wrong. Which, believe me, maybe at one point in time, G2 really could have done with.
Yeah, true.
But
all too late for that now.
yeah, it is. You know, the culture's already there. It's a systemic problem, Hugo.
If you really want someone that's just going to tell you that you're spending your money unwisely, they could just hire my dad. That works as well. But 11-9. G2, 1 rifle, 4 pistols. And a bit of a B play for right now for Fnatic. Just trying to bait out utility, get a feel for what G2 are doing. They won't be committing off of this CT smoke. Although Brolin certainly tempted to. He is that 1 SMG, can be used to just probe a bomb site and solo push it. In the meantime, talking of pushing, Shox will go for one, and Crims catches it from second middle. Smoke down, kill through. JW finds Jackson in the apartments, and Brolin's going to walk his way into B. These pistols are getting wrecked, as expected. Kenny S, not even going to get the gun, just going to decide to rotate. Doesn't want the MP5, I don't blame him. And Fnatic going to be walking into the 2-man setup, but it still shouldn't be too much of a worry.
And now just Amanek here. His little lurk a few rounds ago gave G2 a round, but this time his hidden presence does not go undetected. They find him. Fnatic, a 12th round. But at least we have a bite for G2 left in the tank. Since getting onto the T side, Fnatic have looked damn near flawless. Aside from that 1 round that we saw G2 pick up, they really haven't done all too much.
Yeah, dropping the ball here maybe in this second half. Still time to recover, but Fnatic are starting to look like the team that's going to be bringing us to 3 maps. Certainly won't be possible to be closer than our previous series today. But Fnatic don't want close, they want dominant, and they're starting to do that in this second half of Inferno. Sitting 12-9 up.
And critically, they're not succumbing to these force fires, really, in any way, shape, or form. And that was not the story on Nuke, right? We constantly saw them getting bested here and there, or just having these force fire rounds come a lot closer than they needed to. This is a nice little run boost. Kenny already ready to peek down mid, but no one there to receive on the other side of things. It is just rifles across the board, and those nades rain up Banana initially. Shox getting boosted over the half wall. Actually could catch Brolin and Twist unaware. He will do so, dropping into the crosshair of Brolin, desperately trying to stay alive. The Molotov goes down, and Exist running through it, gets that trade. The B bomb site is open for business, as they've dealt with that 2-man stack very effectively so. They can hear these rotations coming in. Jax gets flashed through, gives up his kill at least as Crims gets that trade, and now the A-bomb site. JW very comfortable in the knowledge that he's got it for free.
I love these mid-round rotations from Fnatic. They've been doing them between both sites, just going back and forth, not always working out, but always keeping G2 guessing. It seems like these CTs cannot have the information. And I think now the penny is dropped, Harry. They've realized the error of their ways. This double rotate from Fnatic in towards EA site should be gifting them a plant. Although they're hesitant, they're still considering the possibility of a lone lurker remaining round here, and that's giving more time for G2 to set up at middle. Crims is watching it, but he's also the bomb planter, so he's got to get this bomb on the site. Back turn, Amanek's there, bomb dropped. Now it is just JW running and gunning to get this bomb back through the Molotov, but he's dead to it. Kenny S hits a shot with the AWP, and the Molotov will finish off the job. It's a round for G2. Fnatic, all they had to do, Harry, was believe in themselves a little bit more, and they could have got that bomb down and a very favorable post plant.
Yeah, G2 sending a message, and that is to believe in yourself. Buy back in for Fnatic. Twist gonna have the AWP in hand. Brolin up through Banana. Kenny is on the other side, but Brolin setting a blistering pace here, looking to get set up by a flashbang. Throws this Molotov in to try and isolate a player at Banana. Instead, it does force them both off the angle. Crimson JW pressuring mid and the apartments in the meantime, yet to make their presence known. We've seen Jack struggling a little bit over towards short, so this round he just plays back in pit with Amanek watching the apartments, but the shot from JW does find a little bit of damage, gives up his position in this portion of the map. Shox has fallen over here at B in the meantime. G2 start to rotate Kenny back. Anticipate this might be the fake from Fnatic. Usually, wherever we've seen them rear their head has not been the end goal. So G2 somewhat conditioned to believe this is going to be a fake, and judging by the fact that all 5 players for Fnatic are now grouped up at Banana, that does not look to be the case. Jax begins his rotation round, but you still need a monstrous performance from Lucky now. That Incendiary is going to buy precious time for these rotations to come through, and Fnatic, the second that's gone, they're going to barrel in to this B-bomb site.
They have to commit. There's no late rotate here from Fnatic. 20 seconds as they start to go through. That flash forces Lucky off. Big flashbang from Fnatic. Crim specifically, JW getting both kills off the back of it. And Kenny S, he's got to save the day. His teammates are falling like flies, but Kenny S, almost 3 kills. The jump from Twist keeps him up, but the pistol will trade. But Kenny S falls to JW. 4 kills from the man himself, 3 from Kenny, but it is not enough. Fnatic will take that rifle round. A B execute into a bomb site stack, and they still pick it up. Huge effort from Fnatic and great utility usage as well, despite the limitation in time and the information that was all up for G2.
That was almost a massive round from Kenny, because if he dropped the bomb there, he could have just looked to hide around that corner. I don't know if there would have been time for the bomb plant. So kicking himself that he only gets the leg onto Jax.
Well, it was after the bomb went down anyway, because he caught it mid-air, right? So just a second too late. He was already reloading after killing the previous player that was peeking him wide from the second oranges. But look at this. Fnatic, they are done with this one. JW, he just wants to open up this round. Pushed all the way deep into apartments. Fnatic up mid as well. The smoke on long. Oh, Jax has found one. That's Exist getting picked up. Aggression from the CT side might be wonderful. Very well timed. 3 on 3. Now the advantage drawn back, but Shox getting Crims, and JW is deep into the bomb site. His apps drop has just saved the day for Fnatic. They needed a hero, and they will get it. The issue is Twist doesn't have the bomb.
Oh, he's just waiting for this rotation. He's read Lucky like a book. And if Lucky had looked to the right, if he'd checked the close angle, he would have seen the bomb is there. And at that point, maybe that would have been a different round, but he doesn't check either angle, left nor right, and that's why he loses that fight.
Good night.
Something tells me Fnatic will be all right. They're sitting 14 rounds to their name right now, just 2 away from taking this map, taking us through to a third. We've got a last-ditch bite for the Frenchman. Double AWP between Kenny and Shox. Kenny's got his over here towards this A-bomb site right now, and he's going to post himself up into the apartments. Has this crossfire set up. He will get rid of JW there on that aggressive peak. Now it's Shox, that other AWP for G2, plucking Brolin from thin air.
Looking for a bit more as well. The CT smoke will isolate Lucky alone within the bomb site, but he only needs a 1 kill. There it is. Twist is dead. The rest of Fnatic staggered into this bomb site, and Lucky's going to find 2. Flashes failing for Exist, and Lucky's doubled it, tripled it, in fact. 3 kills on that defense. Fnatic feed him 1 by 1 by 1. Great AWP kills to open up on the A side of things. Sent Fnatic packing into that late B play. Desperation. Does G2 keep this game close as ever? Their last tactical timeout being used. Maybe trying to work out Fnatic's economy here, because it is on the edge. We got players on 4K, we got players on 1400. So Fnatic, what do? Force buy? It's an option. They have the rounds to play with, but at the same time, they know they're not going to have a lot behind it if they do.
Yeah, it would be a very high-risk, high-reward buy, right, if they're going to go for it. They know that they haven't allowed G2 to build up much of a bank. You know you've got rounds to play with, but as we've seen, these leads can very easily elude you if you let a team start to find the momentum and start to build back into a game. So for Fnatic, it's just how much that they want to get G2 believing in this comeback. They elect not to bother buying. It will just be pistols in this round for the Swedes. And a fast B play is the order of the day. 3 players here early. These nades going to find great damage. And
wow.
Down goes Lucky and Shox. Now, they found 2 players. They might assume that's it, however. They might not check for Amanek, and they will not. And that's going to be their undoing, almost definitely. This nade can finish off Twist. 100 damage nade, by the way. And JW now asked to 1v2. Certainly not impossible, but only 16 points of health. And this man in the back of the bomb site is causing him, well, sorry, over at CT is causing him so many problems.
Yeah, no utility for the cross, and the more time that he waits, it just gives more time for Jax to rotate. He was watching for the mid flank, but I guess they assume they still have the bomb on the site, so no need for JW to do so. He predicts the angle. Great pre-fire onto Kenny S there, or pre-aim rather. But the trade is in play. 2 CTs in the spawn. G2 with another round. They are keeping this game alive. They are closing the distance between them and Fnatic, who are going to be able to buy, but they really needed that bomb plant, Harry. Players like Crims are not going to have enough money. I think Crims has, if my maths is right, 3,300. And yeah, that is the case. He gets dropped over an AK though. Brolin takes the hit. It's a decent buy, all things considered. It's slightly lacking in utility and no AWP to fight back against Kenny, which could be more of a problem than Fnatic assumed. He's up in the apartments, but Kenny S needs to be aware that they could fast play this mid spot.
Oh, and they hear the footsteps. They're trying to catch the timing, barreling out through mid. They just miss it. So Kenny S has eluded capture by the Swedish forces out from mid. Smoke into the apartments. JW just arriving a couple of seconds too late to capitalize on that. This default being taken by Fnatic once again. They take top mid control and they force G2 to try and make a play. Kenny S will be the one to do it. Dropping exist, and now Twist stuck between a rock and a hard place. Kenny
Timing.
on the other side, continuing to build upon this man advantage for G2. They even get the info that JW is up in the apartments. They bring him down to 3 points of health. Fnatic are just running into the meat grinder that is this A bomb site, but Brolin does dispatch of the first man. JW getting caught out, not before he spots Kenny, but it doesn't matter because all the kills go the way of the French squad. Now 13-14, 1 away from equalizing this match out. Let's not forget, for those of you who are just tuning in, G2 currently sat 1-0 up in this series after a pretty convincing victory back on Nuke. A win here would put them up with Na'Vi in that 1-0 slot in Group C.
3 rounds away from doing it, Harry. Fnatic, they've been bordering 14 for quite a while. And this round is only pistols with 1 armored player on Brolin. You shouldn't imagine that they would have too much success. Utility continued to be a problem down Banana. Good nade, although there is a response. Lucky and Shox tagged by that. Fnatic flashing their way to the top of B. Silently going for this execute, namely because G2 have no information as to how many players are at top B, but they do have a bit of a gamble up their sleeve. Kenny S going to begin to rotate. Jax goes to the archway as well. Now flashing through the smoke is going to be this T side. Great entry, but Lucky sprays down too. He can try and delay, try and deny this bomb plant. That molly in front of him doesn't let the T's chase him down and get his weapon. He doesn't want to give them the satisfaction. This nade could stop the bomb plant because JW is low. It goes deep, 2D. No, it takes him down. It stops that plant. It denies the money for Fnatic, and there's no way Exist will be able to make up for it. They are pushing in and trying to take this round by force.
He's done so much damage, so they try to go for the knife. They might regret it. Ooh, Exist.
Wow.
2 quick kills coming through. Jack's going to save the day.
Don't do that, buddy. Don't do that.
Come on,
Calm
Kenny.
down.
Yeah,
Calm down.
de-stress, bro. Come on, man.
Don't
it's
go.
okay.
Yeah.
Kenny's just having flashbacks to the amount of times he's had to face these guys before.
Yeah. Some history. Quite a lot of it. And wow, what a way to end it, Harry. 14-14, Inferno. Fnatic, it has been slow in these past few rounds. They need to ramp it up right here, right now. And look at the way that G2 are going to set the pace. First mid-rush we've seen all a game. It's a risk, but it has such a reward. Brolin's taken one. Crims, he's going to move into middle. Kenny S is here. Amanek's taken another, and he's just doubled it with this org up in mid. JW has gone past G2, deep in through the apartments. Will they be ready for the timing? Kenny S has moved back into that position, but he is going to be heard. Throwing the nade, caught by the flash, and JW with the opening kill.
Jax has the bomb, though. That's going to be a real problem for Fnatic. Brolin does deal with him. Amanek's in with his third of the round. He's trying to be the hero that G2 needed. It's Brolin on 44 points of health. And narrowly, with an aggregate that's a little bit higher, is going to be the likes of G2. But even then, one shot is all that's really required on either side of the equation here. And it's likely they just decide to stack up nearby one another, hidden, tucking themselves away. And what a way to decide who takes map point here in map number 2 of this series. Brolin on one side of the coin. He had a pretty good performance back on Nuke. He had a couple of key clutch rounds for Fnatic.
Scares the chicken.
I'll put the phone down for Peter just yet. He needs to try and feed two birds with one baguette here. Brolin out from the apartments, being ever so silent in his approach. We'll be allowed to get this bomb down, and depending on the timing, Amanek could try and deny it. He's going to at least hear the bomb go down.
10 seconds. Got to stick it. No chance for a fake. And Amanek, all he has to do is wait for his teammate. No reason to take this fight. Just hold a position. Hope either Brolin walks into it, or you can group up and attempt this 2-on-1. Timing though, Brolin finds a shot. 18 HP versus 23. He watches the gap, and Brolin finds it. 2 kills there. G2 give it away in that 2-on-1. And Brolin, what a huge clutch for the youngster. Saving Fnatic, finding 15 rounds when they needed it most. And G2, that is an awkward round to lose as well, giving him engagements before they even knew his position. Not necessarily a misplay, but if they play that a little safer, there's a lot more chance they pick it up. Maybe just overconfident after Amanek finds 3 kills. Either way, this could be the final round of the map or the start of the overtime. With G2's money teetering over the edge, it's certainly not looking good.
And you thought Amanek had done enough in that last round with 3 kills. G2 are going to be kicking themselves that that's a round they give up. Either team had money at breaking point. So the fact that Fnatic picked that one up, it's in good standing that they can take this through to a third map. It has to be a massive performance from these 2 rifles on G2 in this round. Now a triple mid setup from the French side. Kenny won't get spotted just yet, and Jack's able to kickstart this with the man advantage for the French squad. 4 players over here in middle, and Kenny's in with another. That's an AK retrieved, and he might just get out of there with it. Galil rather, but for Fnatic, it looks like it's going to culminate in the B play. Lucky does lie in wait. These rotations are already coming through. They're going to hedge their bets. They stack this B bomb site. Lucky, if he even gets one, that might be enough. Damage done. Exist going to pick it up. They do have a smoke on Exist. Shock's fully blind. Dispatching of Brolin. We could be heading through to an overtime unless Exist and Crims can dig deep and win the 2-on-4. They do find the first man. The bomb now going down. It's not over till it's over, but Kenny might have just made it so. Crims asked to clutch for the Swedish squad. 1v3 required. Bomb planted. Time ticking down.
We've had the new, now we need the old. It was Brolin to save Fnatic in the previous. Now an even more difficult clutch for Crims. Time in his favor. G2 need to speed up, and he's given a 1v1 trade. Not in sight, but double peek from G2. And Kenny looking very happy with that one. Saved by the French squad. They will find 15-15. They will find overtime. It's not won just yet, but it's saved from the clutches of defeat. I mean, that could have been the G2 win right there. That could have been the 2-0. So Fnatic, they should still feel happy that they've even got it to this position, considering G2 had that 2-on-1 at 14-14. Certainly could have closed the game out of it. But now MR3, 16K, all the money in the world here. and everything to play for. Map 2. G2 looking to take this series 2-0, but will Fnatic let them?
Well, money is no longer an object here in overtime. Both these teams have that to look forward to. Those nades, Kenny brought down and finished off by Exist. And that little nade stack, Fnatic have thrown that in pretty regularly, and it's still catching G2 off guard. They try and set Kenny up with the AWP. But instead he falls. At least Jax is over here towards this short portion, able to find an equalizer. At least brings it back into even odds. It's actually hanging around, and they've employed this boost in the boiler. Bit of a double-edged sword, though, as it leaves mid open. Plus, a player could have already gotten across in the apartments. Obviously, they have not, but something that GT maybe have to consider.
Look at this setup, though. Fnatic are going to set up towards the B side. There's only Lucky here. He may have an AWP, but smokes on Fnatic are plentiful. And the timing, they deconstruct the boost and Crims goes for the peak. That's so unfortunate for G2. Now they got to deal with the B play, and there's only one man to stop it.
Oh, Amanek catches the timing to wrap Brown. This flank can come in. Lucky's been smoked off. He tries to peek over the top of the coffins, but missing the jump the first time around costs him dearly. As he tries to do it again, Twist deletes him, and Amanek's flank not going to yield any results. Crims turns around to check it. They try and deny the bomb plant, and Shocks.
Wow.
Oh my, now into the 2-on-2. The bomb does go down with seconds to spare. He's going to wait for the long wrap Brown back to T-spawn from Amanek, but Crims spotted him earlier. Starts to clear Banana, and we'll get the info that it's clear, but Amanek now finding Twist. That's the AWP gone, and it's Crims once again to have to try and clutch, but Shock shuts him down, defuses in. G2 a 16th round, and we better have those Shocks kills ready on replay, because my word, that was phenomenal. He tries to line up the wallbang through the coffins, misses the first spray, just swipes to the right and gets, I think it was Brolin through the smoke. What can you even do against that? Look at this, look. Whoop.
And then he finishes off the planter after the bomb goes down.
What more could you ask for from Shocks?
You rarely see that wallbang kill. People don't really know the lineup, and even if they do, they never fire in enough bullets to finish off the frag. Or Shocks, you know, he takes a bit of a hiatus mid-spray, but he goes back and finish off the job, Harry. The boost again for Kenny, and oh dear, what a shot. Twist caught down middle. That's a run boost. There's a little bit of a levitation change up on long that one player can use to jump on the head of someone else. Go for that fast run boost into middle. G2 abusing it. And Amanek Molly in mid, that will deny Fnatic this push back in. The info's there for G2, and they're sectioning him off with lots of utility. 5-on-4. Kenny has flash. That could have been a kill. He was poised and ready onto Crims in the boiler, but Jax is going back in for more. That could be to his own demise. Dink to Crims through the wall, but the kill going back for Fnatic. 4-on-4 here.
And Shocks, he has got so lucky with the timing here.
Yeah.
Goes through that smoke at long just as they back away from it. He's going to keep on pushing. He's continuing this aggression. He just misses the timing again. I don't even know if this is favorable at this point. Oh, it's confusing, but Exist flicking onto him does deal with the aggressive Shocks over here in mid. On the back of that, G2 elected to keep both players at this B bomb site, so it's only Kenny here to try to keep Fnatic at bay. Misses that shot onto Brolin. Hey, bomb site's fallen, and Fnatic have got that at least. These rotations up through mid surely are not going to be ready for Exist, who could shut this entire round down now, but they just miss each other. This has been a round of timings.
And time is going to be the issue here. 15 seconds. Lucky could stop this bomb from being crossed. Here's the drop. There's a player in the site. JW up close. He wins that duel. Massive fight to win for Fnatic, as now Amanek is left in the clutch. Can't stop this bomb plant because Brolin has him covered. And 4 HP the difference there. If JW dies, I think that round goes the way of G2, but he stands strong. He keeps it going, and Fnatic find their first of overtime.
Bit of discussion there between the Fnatic guys. You can see Exist mulling that one over with the rest of the squad. We do have the AWP back on Twist. Kenny this time with his AWP, going to be posted up in the palace once again, and Twist mollied out from Banana. We've seen this AWP on Kenny in the apps find a decent bit of success for G2. But on the back of not spotting anyone immediately, they actually pull him away from this position and set him up at long. Lucky toying with this peak, but the shots raining over the top of that smoke from Brolin are enough to disincentivize him from going any further. This does somewhat leave Shox alone, and that Molotov has him trapped now. That's by design. Fnatic trying to isolate this fight, but Brolin doesn't even check it. He'll get blindsided by Shox. Man advantage up for G2. The aggression coming back in as Kenny S sets Jax up to extend that man advantage even further. And G2 have just been so active, so willing to take these gunfights across the map. Sometimes it's worked and sometimes it hasn't. But it does look great when it does.
Kenny patient on the angle. JW's able to give away his position, but he won't be committing with it. Just throwing a flash and bailing, just trying to keep these players on that A site while Fnatic go for the B take. You get a 2-on-2 here down on B. If they win it, it's a recoverable round, but Shox has been so good in these last few, and he's going to get another. Jax being the only man to fall for Fnatic. We still had this boost up, 20 seconds for the bomb to cross, and they're just going to spam it through the smoke. Dink's heard, Crim's low. He can try and get revenge, but Lucky has finished it off. 17 rounds to G2. They take the lead in their CT side of overtime, and remember, Harry, back to their initial T side, they had a very, very dominant start, or a very, very dominant finish, rather. It was 8 rounds. Of course, it goes both ways. Fnatic had the same, but if G2 can replicate some of that T-side success, then moving into the T-side, surely you could argue they're the favorites.
To a certain extent, but I feel like it's important to remember that those rounds didn't come easily at first. As you said, it wasn't until the end of the half that they really found any success. You could attribute that to a few things, right? You could say that they just needed to find their footing, or they needed to get all these rifles out. But it was definitely helped by the fact that Fnatic's money fell off somewhat, and that's not really an issue here in overtime. Flashes out into top mid, G2 taking this foothold very aggressively, very early on, and I'm loving this aggressive brand of Counter-Strike that we're seeing from them. Fnatic going to answer back with some of their own aggression, do catch Amanak crossing back into mid, sorry. Don't quite find the kill, so nothing really to come through for either side just yet. It's not every day you see a team in top mid in the first 30 seconds, a firefight goes down, no one even dies, and now it's just back to the standard T-side default, setting up for what looks like the B play.
Yeah, smokes are being lined up right now, but look at the timing. JW's rotated back. It's still 2 players on B for Fnatic with the boost as well. That could be a bit of a surprise. Not seen that just yet. Lucky checks for it, though. Molotov coming a bit late. Crims will find one on the A site, killing the lurk, but Twist just backs off here. Gives them the bomb plant. Plays for the retake. There are low players on G2, so this is looking, I don't want to say favorable for Fnatic, but certainly tantalizing. Brolin going to be able to catch Kenny S and Banana, and now things falling apart. JW's slow peak will be offered up to Amanek, and now a 3-on-3.
Bomb ticking down. They know they've got Amanek trapped here, and Shock's going to try and take a stance in the ruins.
Dear.
Watching Banana, Lucky just going to look away as the peak comes in, and now it's Shox and Amanek on the other side. Only Shox remains, gets the first man. So many players coming his way. While he finds damage, it's not going to be enough. The defuse comes through with plenty of time left, and 17-17, all tied up here to kickstart the second half of OT.
I mean, you say plenty of time left, though. About 2 seconds, maybe 3 on that bomb. So
plenty was maybe a bit overzealous.
Yeah, I mean, enough for the defuse, Harry. We see some close defuses, but yeah, it's still a 1 round. Doesn't matter how close. 17-17, and money's still no longer an issue, of course. So Fnatic can afford to lose players in that retake. If Shock's committed to that wrap, he might win the round, but hesitant on pushing the flank of Ruins there. And Fnatic, they take it in the retake. 17-17, first to 19 here in the next 2. If they go 18 apiece, we hit another overtime. And anyone's game at this point. Amanek opening kill towards that A site. It's Brolin dead in the apartments. Kenny missing the timing, but goes back in for more, and Twist is dead as well. Solo B player for Exist, and they're just going to charge in. They wait for no one. G2 entries towards B, and a 5-on-2.
And Crimson JW so far away. They do manage to deal with Kenny at the very least as he tries to aggressively peek into CT. And this is at least going to tempt Fnatic in. You don't really need to save an overtime. But G2, you can't imagine they give anything else up. So at this point for Fnatic, while they likely do attempt it, I don't think they're going into this expecting to win it. JW does at least have an Incendiary to try and force a fight. Crims almost gets fortunate there through the smoke, but nothing materializing. No peaks coming through from the G2 squad, and this will be map and series point for the Frenchman.
And the guarantee of at least another overtime if they do lose the follow-up round. Great shot from JW, but he's just trying to keep his stats pretty at this point, Harry. Try and keep that AWP, but too close to the bomb site? No, he's 6 HP as he gets out. G2 comfortable now. They've got that 18th. They've got that guarantee of at least another overtime. But they don't want that, Harry. They want the win here and now, and this round could send them flying forward to the 2-0 victory. Can they do it? We'll find out. Fnatic back in with the buy. Double AWP as well. Kenny's got his, and what a game he's had. 29 kills, top of the entire server. Although there's so many players close by, everyone has really had their moments. Jax on 27, JW on 28. Lucky on 26. I mean, the list goes on, Harry. G2 taking a slower approach, trying to take the top of Banana, or at least force Fnatic out of this position. Kenny, yes, that's a pick. He's just dropped Crims in middle, getting aggressive as well, or maybe just crossing. JW does hold down from the long side of things with one of his 2 AWPs. Twist on B with his. G2, if they can't get JW off of this angle, then he could wreak havoc in middle.
We'll get flashed off, so now it's Brolin from down in the pit. We need to see some heroics if Fnatic want to take this one through to a double overtime. Brolin had a great time of things in the pit. In that pistol round, now he's going to try and replicate it all once again. The first man pours into him, but Lucky and Jax, they've shut down all the players inside of A. Twist and Exist, well, their name's right. They've got to get into this bomb site in time. They're rotating around from B, setting up Twist over in the library. Exist trying to clear the mid portion. Kenny's there, missed shot, so we'll get away with the damage. Spots where the AWP is for the side of G2, but Twist, no one's offering themselves up. No one's walking into his crosshair. Fnatic, you've got to be the ones to set the pace now. And they will go barreling in. Kenny shuts down the first man. It's Exist. So much damage done on the back of that Molotov, but it's not enough. And G2, they'll take this series 2-0. They get the job done. The Frenchmen emerging victorious. Firstly on their map pick of Nuke, and then here in overtime on Inferno. Fantastic stuff on either side of the board. The Frenchmen emerging victorious. They'll move 1-0 up in the group. They go alongside Na'Vi in that top spot right now. And if they can keep these performances up, then they're looking like a pretty threatening team indeed. That's all from this series. A 2-0 victory for the French squad. We'll be back with the desk after a break.